ओके सर, हो गया।
हो गया? थैंक यू वेरी मच. I don't know. Still saying live. Nobody is there. Okay, never mind. Good morning, everybody. Sabkamara Namaskar. I welcome you on behalf of Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gujarat State Session to this intermediate training session. So, there was some problem with the internet and live streaming. Now, our expert has made it all right. Sorry for the technical delay. I wish you all a happy new year. Let us start a good year of chess and hope the problems will be over in few months. Now, I would like to show some games of Boris Spassky and Evolve. So, in this particular game, Black has made wasted time in the opening. Now, White is much better. Hello, Parth Kuntal Rawal, Birabhadra Singh. Actually, I had terrible pain of my tooth, but I am under strong medication. So, because of the medicine, I am able to talk. But it is better now, much better. So, let us see in this particular position, the black bishop has no good square. I mean, the black bishop has no future here. So, there is a problem. And black bishop cannot come, the rook cannot come. So, white is connected and white is preparing to exchange the bishop and get some counterplay on the king side. If you want to attack the flank, you have to close the center. With center not closed, trying to attack, black will get counterplay. If you play immediately bishop to h6, you will take pawn takes pawn, and then rook e8, knight c5, counterplay. So center has to be closed. And there is also a threat. He wants to take pawn into pawn and queen d6. So black's best reply now is to play knight c5. Knight c5 is the correct move. Idea knight to b3, knight other knight to c5. Now black makes a positional blunder, strategic blunder. After this move, black will not have and should not have any counterplay because he just wait white's attack coming. Because queen side is closed, there is no file, there is no diagonal. The weak point b4 makes no sense, nothing. So black cannot do anything on the queen side now, practically. That means white has to build up leisurely. White can open the file, G file, F file, whatever, exchange dark square bishop, double the rooks on G line. Okay, I want you to find a plan how to attack. All the games, hello Mukund Agarwal, all the games which I will now show is very instructive. So in every game, I will ask 3-4 diagrams and ask questions. So now here, I have already told the plan, the white has an attack. Black has no counter attack. So how should white plan an attack on the black king? Please think. Hello, on this side. So, now I will tell you. If you have understood the Royal of Azure Spanish attack, you will get the plan very quickly. NG5 is okay, but Spassky, I will wait for some more movement. Please find a plan. I give you another 10 seconds, 15 seconds. The plan is to play G4. The plan is G4. Correct move. Now, if black will voluntarily open the G file, he will be very badly placed. Good move. White wants to open the G file and attack the black king. So, at the moment, immediate F5, he can exchange and play NG5 with a threat on E6. Immediate F5 is not working for black. Okay, you may ask me what the knight is doing here. Black has nothing better and he is hoping that in case you come to play exchange, in case you play, he will take it and the knight will enter to D4. This is the plan. Now the G file. He is preparing. White's plan is clear. He wants to bring the rook here and then rook here and then bring the other rook to G double and then dump a knight on the F5. He wants to double the rook. Rook G1, G2, other rook to double and bring a knight to F5. A straightforward attacking plan. So black plays knight F6. Nothing better. Rook G1 going as per the plan. Rook G2, rook double. White is using all his entire force for the attack. Now, black plays knight to c7, trying to coordinate pieces. Okay, now the point is how to bring the attack. What white wants? White wants the knight should come here. Knight should come here. This is the point. Then only the attack will come. There is no other plan easily available. Suppose you try to exchange, there is counterplay. You will take it and play knight c2, knight d4. So, good move. They are doing two things. Number one, the a pawn needs protection. If you want to bring knight e2, a pawn needs protection. So it is just waste of time to play b3. White has a good position, but you cannot just waste time. So bishop is doing two jobs: vacating the square for the knight to come to f5, and also giving a protection. Now one more move he waits. Now the bishop is also free. So it is time to now bring the knight to f5. Knight e2, knight g3, knight e2, knight g3, knight f5. Whether you take or not, attack is coming. All pieces, except the bishop on d1, all pieces will now go after black kings. Okay, there is nothing better. This is a plan also. One of the defensive tricks that the attacking king runs away to other side. So you should continue with the plan. Okay, I'm giving you one more position now. How should you play now? What should you do? Okay, this position, he is running away. What you should do? Hello, Vasal Parik. Yes, yes, that too. Correct move, Virabhadra Singh. Now the king is running away. So you need to open line. You need to open line against the king. So dump the knight. You have to accept it because the queen is overloaded to d6 and g7. Cannot move or whatever you do. So the accepting the sacrifice is compulsory. If you take pawn into, then there is a problem of bishop. After this, I will take, and then there is a problem over the bishop. For example, you come here. Maybe I can play here. What I can do? Maybe here. Just move the knight. It should be enough. Rook g8, bishop g8, bishop h6. It all should win the game. Your bishop should come to h5. Then you attack the rook and take and rook g8. Now this is not working. So he gives you the bishop so that a king gets a rook. So he king gets a rook at d7, trying to keep it as much closed. Once again, white to play. This time it is much more easy. How should white continue? Hello, Kribya Parmar. What should white do now? White has sacrificed a piece. Not sacrificed a piece, actually, nothing. No sacrifice because he has taken with bishop. Now you can sacrifice on g5. So, correct move. Takes, check, only move. Now wins. Because after bishop f6, simply bishop. There is no answer. Now, want to, this rook is attacked and the main threat is rook g7. There are two threats. Now, I am simply threatening rg7 and no answer to it. Hopeless position. You should resign now. Now, the whole idea that when there are two lessons we get. We get two lessons here. So this is a positional blunder. I would consider it is a strategic blunder. He is not giving any material, but absolute no counterplay. He has to play knight to c5. The only chance, so that the pawn is protected and he will come over knight b3. So this is actually a strategic blunder. And white finds the correct plan to open the g line. Okay, white can come king h2, but this is more timing. So I will open up. So this is a good move. And after the move, here the final break is the sacrifice comes. He brings the knight and now f6. Now f6, you try to bring the knight. Knight, knight. Please remember the maneuver and white won easily. Well, I will go to the next game. In the Olympiad at I think Varna Olympiad 1962. So this is a very slow system. This is a very slow system. To counter Samish attack. This is a very Spassky was a specialist of Samish. So the correct move you should castle ND7 or direct C5. But it was not discovered in those days. All these moves were not analyzed. So this was a very slow and little passive system. A4. He allows that B5 move. The A4 move is more to the point. Anyway, he allows that. Bishop takes pawn. Now, white will continue. White's plan is like doing against Yugoslav attack, Sicilian dragon, Yugoslav attack, has a similar thing, storming the pawns on the king side, exchange the bishop, open the file, and attack. The Samish attack is basically similar plan. But the problem is in that Sicilian dragon, you have open C file for counterplay. Here it is not so. H4. Now he should not open the position for black. So bishop B3 is correct. White to play. How should white play now? How should white play? Take your time. I'm giving you 2-3 minutes. Every diagram I will give 2-3 minutes. What should white do now? Think again. I told you white plan is very clear. Like Sicilian dragon, Yugoslav attack. The timing in attack. The timing in attack. If anybody is an attacking player, all these ideas he can use and improve his attacking skill. You know, at the moment, material is secondary. A pawn, even a piece, is not so important. For white, it is important to open H file, G file, and weaken the pawn cover of black king. You want to weaken the king side castle position of black. I mean, if exchanging the pawn, coming to exchange is good. So priority is to open up the line, not important to grab the material right now. So good move, good move. If knight into pawn, you are only helping the opening the H file. Knight is going away from center. Knight into E4 is very strong. So he goes pawn takes. Now you should not worry. Just open the line H5. Forced. Now it is very important. Notice a normal player will go knight into pawn. Knight into pawn. Spassky was a master of attack. The right time, right place. He used to exchange the right piece at right time and going for the neck. Fantastic player. Believe me, believe me, Spassky, you cannot find another like a player like Spassky. You will find attacking players. Morozovic is attacking, Dubov is attacking, Nakamura attacking. Tal was great attacking, but Spassky is unique. I don't think a player can replace Spassky's place in the chess because attack is there, but timing, very much important timing. Scientific attack. Now look here. Already we have seen that first of all he made this. First of all, let us go back here. Take. Now he did not exchange pawn into pawn. First good move. Second good move. Third. Now fourth good move. He ignoring that. So he takes a pawn into pawn. What should white do now? Okay, Karthik Kesari, attacking player, defensive player. I must tell you, Attacking player is that means going after the king is not attacking player. Playing actively, you cannot get checkmate every move, every game. You cannot achieve that. You have to play for action. And attacking player normally they are very happy if there is a weakness on the king's castle position or king in center. So they punish the king if it is weak. Suppose the player plays solidly like Karpov. You cannot attack and checkmate his king, but you need to play actively. You know, for example, Spassky was great, but he had a very poor result with Karpov. There are two reasons. I will give you two reasons. Number one, the style was exact opposite. Karpov and Petrosian, I mean, they did not allow an attack on their king. They used to follow the center. They used to the art of defense was very good with them. And reason number two, apart from the opposite style, Spassky past his prime. 1972, he lost the world championship title. And 73, he won brilliantly, but then he had lot of problem. He was migrating to France. I mean, rather indirect defection. He married a French woman and wanted to migrate and settle there. All kind of pressure. So Spassky had many other personal problems that affect the chess career also. So he was past his prime. So he was playing for the love of the game. You have to play chess. There is nothing better than that. So he used to lose Karpo very frequently. But he has demonstrated attack against the great grandmasters, and he continued to give peace sacrifice gambit for 30 years. He maintained his top place and attacking chess for 30 years on the top level. So I have selected some games. This is an attacking. Defensive player means they do not weaken the center. They do not keep any piece unprotected. They know which way attack is coming, so they prevent that or don't open a line. For the art of defense, I gave some lecture in maybe February and March, probably March, in my initial lectures on my Facebook. Maybe I will request the Gujarat State Association to upload them in the Gujarat Association website. Art of defense and art of attack. I have made maybe some 40-50 videos. So I will ask to upload them. Before the pandemic, I mean, before this lockdown began, so I conducted all those classes at Bodakter. Let us see this position. This particular position, white plays excellent move. Timing, not queen g2, rook h4. So Spassky's speciality in attack, the correct timing. The pawn is not important. H file is because if you go away, he will play bishop into bishop. No, he will play bishop into bishop, bg4 and king g7. He will survive. Bishop into bishop is not playable. Bishop into bishop is queen into g6. Queen into g2. This is a bad move. Hoping rook into, but queen into will lead to mate. Queen into, oh, check is coming. Anyway, it will be dangerous. But timing is an attack. Rook. He is not interested in the material. Now he is gunning against the black king. Okay, take. Now the knight attack. Forced. I did simple double the rook. Okay, even if you try to play rook here, it doesn't work. Suppose you come here, the rook will double. And you have to exchange, the queen will come. And there is no coordination. Black's three queenside pieces are terrible. So this is not going to help. Okay, this is also lost. So here he plays in the game queen to d6. Idea, queen f4 check with additional resources. queen attack, I think it's all over now. Because after the move, the rook double and mating attack. The only move to run away. The check mate is coming. Rook check, or rook 1 to h7 checkmate. The only move. Check. And I think it is a finish. Check. So please find the finish. How should white win the game now? How should white play now? If you want to attacking player, I told you the attacking players. Alekhine, Keres, Spassky, Stein, Kasparov, Tal. These are all great attacking players. Velimirovic, Planinek, Nesmetino. So here, show me the finish. White is finishing the game in grand style. No, that's the wrong thing. Karthik Kesari, D4, D5, C4 is N3, F5 is a bad move. I have already discussed. In my earlier class, I told Dr. Nagendra used to play this. This is bad. Because simply CD5 will come with a big advantage. Karthik Kesari, in that case, fourth move CD5 with advantage to white. Can you somebody show me the finish? White is finishing the game. Find out. Hello, Jamang Makwana. So, how does white win? No, you have to develop an attacking instinct. It is just finding a good move, that's all. Queen into g6. Now, simple queen g6, you take rook checkmate. So he takes knight into knight. Idea, now queen is attacked. No, no, no. He plays knight in. The idea, you play queen into, is running away. Now, if you play queen into rook check, black is going to run away. So what will you do now? Tell me. There comes double check. This is the one wins. Double check. You take, this is mate. You take queen checkmate. And if you come here, also checkmate. Checkmate. The whole point is attacking instinct. Attacking instinct is required. Manish Radia says knight h6. Did I miss this anything? At what time? Take, queen into knight h6. No, knight h6 will not work. Knight h6, what I will do? Maybe I simply take it. I simply take it. Simply take it. Okay. Rook f8. Virabhadra Singh and right. Karthik Kasri, right? Okay, I will go to the next game. Let me tell you, attacking player, there are three things. Number one, you need to have a strong willpower to win the game, to checkmate the opponent king. You need to have a willpower. I must win. There is no compromise, no draw. Number two, you need to have a feel for the weakness of opponent's king and various weak points. You need to observe a pawn weakness, unprotected piece, or a weak square. That helps in tactics and helping you to build up a strong attacking position. So this is very important. Okay, 1 second. Let us see. Nimzo Indian main line. I will tell you the attacking player and the positional player. There is a straightforward line. Now I will keep on going to a certain point. The idea is to avoid double pawn. The idea next move, white wants to play a3 and avoid double pawn. Basically, this is not popular in modern chess because it does not promise an advantage. But at the same time, this is also a psychological thing. Black does not get you once. In Slimzovic, you get good knights and bad bishops. So white is avoiding bad bishops. So it is a good positional way and playing slowly. So I think this is necessary to play a3 here. You should have played a3, modern chess, but Saskia has other ideas. So going after attack. The correct move, it should have been, now you should not take bishop takes knight because after a3 only you should take so that the bishop cannot come to a3. Now bishop into knight you will double the pawn, but you give life to bishop on a3. So the correct move, you must go back now knight to meet f4 with f5. Now you will go back knight. Idea to play f4 and black will play f5. And in case you play queen a4, I am now forced, then maybe I should go back now. I should not, still I should not surrender. So this is how it should have been played, that knight e8. But he played knight c6, which is not a good move. Unfortunately, now otherwise there is no coordination of the pieces. So he plays knight a. Bad position. White has got, normally in Indo-Indian, in such a position you do not get bishop to a3. Pawn on a3 is there. And b3 square is not weak. When pawn on a3, the evolution changes. The evolution will change now. Accessible knight b3 is coming, bishop a3, white bishop cannot play bishop a3. But this everything is different. Now it is two bad pieces on the queen side, and he has fantastic center. The attack will come. The bad bishop also doing a defensive job. This is bad, but doing a job, holding the certain points. So now attack will come. How will you attack? You will castle and play f4 open line and go for the king. Okay. Castle also possible, but he wants to take immediate advantage. Now take, take, and now you check is coming, so castle. White has built up an attacking setup. You have got the f file open. Your knight is established in the territory of black. The knight is established already in the near the center. The f line is open. Then these two pieces have access. So this is good. So this is very good position. What to do now? What should white do now? Hello, Dr. Sanapati. Good morning. Khanak, welcome. What should you do? Very important, critical moment. You do not need to support. You just attack. Now he takes the pawn. There is, I think it is force, not taking. It is force taking. And now rook, excellently played. Now the point is, this is defended three times. One, two, three, defending the target. So black has no possibility. What should white do now? You know, building up an attacking instinct, it is not easy. When you study lot of master games, classical attacking games, you will get these ideas very quickly. Studying a game about 2 hours, I recommend a classical game should be studied at least 2 hours minimum. Then you can go to the deep heart of the position. So now this particular position, I think just white is just winning because I have seen the game. I know the plan very easy. Honestly, if I have not seen this game, I will also mishandle. So it is important to study and you get an attacking instinct. What should you do now? Not e5, not e5. No, 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 not e5. You see, your queen's access, the queen is watching here. Queen is watching the square. So this is a dangerous. This is completely paralyzing black. Now the queen, how many bad pieces? Bad, bad, this is bad. And now the idea knight check is coming, and then I will open up the bishop. The whole army will attack. D6. Check. I would say forced to go h8. Now e5. Now the point is, now if you open up the game, that is what white wants. White wants the bishop will come to g7, the f line will exchange. That is what he wants. I mean, the position, this is bad. Already it is a bad target. It is a ready-made target for white. These are bad. All this is bad. All this is bad. Center. And White has got 5 pieces in attack. 5 pieces in attack. He will not survive. So he comes pawn into pawn. Bishop takes. Okay. Now what should you do? Attack. It is very important. A feel for attack. Okay. Rook f3 is not working because the queen will take it. Rook f3 idea is to attack, but you need to watch your pieces range of queen. Otherwise, rook f3 is a good move. So what should you do now? You play attack the queen. Bishop into pawn. Shocking. Now bishop is shocking. Now if you play king takes, if you will play king takes here, this is lost. Now knight into is lost immediately, and if you play king into is lost. Suppose you take king into, then queen check. Maybe not queen check. Maybe how can I finish this? Maybe rook c3 is finished. Rook c3 is also bishop queen check is there. I think how do I finish this game? Rook c3 should be enough because after check king h1 no answer to rook h3. Rook c3 should be enough. Rook c3 should be enough. So he does not take that. Rather he plays knight into d6. Still you are welcome. If you play knight into rook, then knight check is winning. And if you play king into queen h4 is mate. And if you play queen c5, I will play bishop d4. Bishop d4 I will play. I will not play that. So queen exchange no problem. Queen exchange will not help. Black is exchanging. I understand. Now what to do now? How to conclude the game? So natural move rook f3. There is nothing better he can do now. The idea is coming rook to s3 and it is a mate. After rook s3 it is lead to mate. So the knight is the one not allowing the king. So he wants to exchange the knight. What should you do? What should you do now? Rook f8 is not working. Rook f8 he will take king into. Rook f8 check. He will take king into h7. Now, black's main plan, he wants to take the knight. And after that, he is happy. Finish, find out the finish. I tell you, you need to solve studies. You need to solve mate into mate in three positions. So you need to solve studies and mate into mate in three diagrams. This is necessary to become a very good attacking player. Yeah, Veerabhadra Singh, Bishop G6. Now the point is, if you take the knight, there's a simple bishop here. And the bishop is pinning the pawn. And this is a mate. Now no answer. No answer to this. So if you take the knight, simple this. Over. Unstoppable mate. Because you bring knight to g4, rook check, and this is a mate. And you bring other knight also, the same thing. Yeah, same thing. Rook check, and same thing mate. Nothing stops mate. So excellent mating pattern. Finish. So I mean, it looks very simple when you see the game, but it is very difficult to make decision during the game. So building an attacking setup. These are original players, Stahl, Spassky. They used to find positions originally. Alekhine, Stein. Okay, this is Spassky was fond of this Leningrad variation. Actually, modern theory simply does not. Recommend this. This is not dangerous for black at all nowadays. In those days, Spassky and Korchnoi had good success with this. Then the followed Timan also did this. Good. I told you how to play against this for black. No need to discuss again. A wrong decision. A wrong decision. If at all you want to do, you should do it right at this point. You must play h6. Now bishop h4. Then you play knight coming, then queen coming. Then you place, what am I doing? Bishop h4. Now bishop into knight. Whatever you do, this is necessary to play h6. You have to show. And then suppose you come back, then knight e4 is coming. And then bishop into. So this is not at all a good idea. I'm making mistake. What is this? I must delete the variation. I must delete this variation. Bishop h4. No, I must play bishop into f6 here. Or alternately, you should play bishop. But after the move castle, you should not give that bishop into knight for no reason. This white is better. I will show a game of Giorgio and Tony Miles on this kind of structure. This structure I will show you. Now these are all bad moves. Black should try to castle after b6, bb7, and d7. Black should try to castle long and try to attack the other side. So this is playing into white sand. Now here this is the most accurate move. Now s6 and now d5 and d4. This gives counterplay. Now you have to come back. In this case, the knight will come. No, rook queen will come. Idea knight h5. This is okay. Of course, white is better now, but this is giving a stronger fight. This is giving a stronger resistance better. But bad move. Okay. Now, replace knight g3. What should white do? In my opinion, it was better he should go back quickly. This is how he should be playing. But now bad move. How should white play now? Good morning, Mr. Ravichandran. Vanakkam, Vanakkam. Hello, Vela. Hello, Adi Jain. Happy New Year to you all. The point is here, you need to open the position of the this is bad. Now F4. The point has become a weak point. F4. Now no matter, you cannot defend the point, you capture it is bad, and if you push this, now anyway you will come back, and then there is a lot of pressure will come. After the move, the black has no counterplay. I will play bishop e2. Now b file is open, and now the f5 will come. You can't stop the attack. Why? Now, for example, now what you do? Now develop the piece. Where? Now I am threatening f5, rook f4, knight h5. It will be crushed. Well, all this was played in this was 71. So you cannot blame the player. The theoretical and strategic aspects were not clear at that time. Today we know that this position is very bad. After queen f3, you cannot you want to take this will be worse. Now the pressure is there. You come there, it is not going to solve the problem. If you come there, suppose you play there, I am going to play now something like pawn into pawn, pawn into pawn, rook c1. White is very strongly placed here. Now bishop moves, rook c1, seventh rank. Now if queen moves, now pawn f5. It is just a bad position. So you cannot hang on to that point, cannot open the position. So he plays here queen back. Take. Now knight. Tempo. Well, there is no other way. Queen e6 can be met with queen d5. Suppose you play, this is absolute basic combination, queen d5. Now the bishop is under attack. Find out what should you do now. You know, it is not easy. By seeing these games, only the attacking players have built their ideas. What will you do? Hello, ANV. The point is, with knight near the king, naturally you will look at this point, right? You will look at g7. I mean, you need to bring your queen to attack. But I will tell you, the position is overwhelming for white. So, execution. Many times, you know your position is winning. Then you make a mistake and you lose the game. For example, now here you have a choice to go to this point or this point. This is bad. This is good. You see, we now mechanically we go for attack. It is bad move. The correct move is to play queen g3. Now g7 you have to defend only move. There is no other move. Now you play knight into pawn. The only move. You cannot play a king g7. Then you will play knight f5 check. If you do this knight f5 check, and thereafter attack will come. I will play. Now you cannot reach there. And attack is coming. So you have to go to king h7, and in this case knight, and you cannot take. The point is after queen into bishop, the queen check. You cannot play queen g7 again. It is cursing. You have to only move and rook f3 and rook s3 and attack. I mean mating attack. So this is how it should be played. But now you see Spassky also, you can say that it is error, human error. Queen g4, bad move. The same thing does not work. The reason here, in this position, the queen is in the range. Queen is the range of the pieces. Check. Again, this is the one. He should have played king here. This is the correct move. Now white will lose a tempo. Knight will come. Knight is attacked. Tempo. The defense has come now. Now suddenly black's knight has come. The bishop. Both are now joined the defense. So this is the main defect of the position. This is the main defect. Okay. So here he made a bad move. Bad move. Finish. Finished again. Now there is no time. I am not giving. Now there is a mating attack is coming. So the attacking instinct. Attacking instinct. Now the bishop is attacked. Forget about the bishop. You cannot take the knight. Queen into g6 crossing. You have to take the bishop. There is no choice, rather. There is no choice. You play rook here, queen h5, and no. If you play this, I am going to play maybe here. Maybe what can I do? Queen h5 should win. I think it should win that game. It should win. Idea queen check, picked up pawns and finishing. So in this game, he plays queen into. Now f5. Still you cannot take the knight, and this is a deadly attack. Mate. The only move. There is no other defense. You come here. This is losing now. How would I finish this game? Knight check. This should win the game. Because now only move I think, and now pawn into pawn should win. Idea rook f7, and if you play knight into rook into knight should win. So in the game he plays queen to g6, queen d6, defending g6. Check. Made threat, only move. It's all over. The point I will tell you. I will tell you one comment. 1 minute. During Alekhine's time, there was another attacking player, Rudolf Spielmann. Very good attacking player. But he could not go to the very top. Alekhine was attacking, but at the same time, Alekhine was also good in the other department of the game. So Spielmann only good in attack, but not good in positional play or defense or an end game. So Rudolf Spielmann said the positions which Alekhine was getting, if he would got, he would give checkmate to many opponents. This is what I mean. The positions what Spassky was getting from nowhere. Let us see. Let us examine the game. How many fantastic moves. One mistake he has done. He has done one mistake in the game. Now all this is good. This is we can understand. This is a bad move. Okay. Now he plays pawn into now knight. Here he makes this one mistake. This is correct move. A wrong move. Okay. This is a instinct. The question is that this is under attack. When you take it, he is going to come back to the defense. But the rook is ready. So this is sufficient for attack. This check is also winning the game, but it is much more faster what Spassky did. Okay. This is also maintaining the plus. After the move, king moves, rook f3, slow attack will come. But it is stronger here to play f5. Quicker attack. And now check, only move and finishing the game. This is again, not easy. Whatever you do, it is lost. Now, there is no time for rook h8, rook into f6. Before black could complete development, the attack comes. Okay, I have discussed this line, what you call Leningrad variation, so I will not discuss the opening. My main idea to show the attacking instinct of Boris Spassky. So all this is not a good move. Not a good move here. You should play rather here. The theoretical aspect, this is the correct move. Bishop coming here or bishop e7, bishop e7, then I castle, you castle, re1. This is the main position. And if you play bf6, I'm going to play maybe here knight e4 is a good move. Whatever you do, now the correct move is to retreat. Retreat the knight. A safer way to play. White stands better, no doubt about it. But instead of this, he captures this, which is no, which is bad. What it does, did I overwrite it? Overwrite it? No. This is bad move. Now the IQP is gone and white center is become better. Eventually C4 will come. So eventual C4 will come. Ready? Now I'm ready for action. Bishop B2 and C4. After now ready for BB2 C4, direct C4, Rook D1 C4. There is threat. The threat is to play Queen E4 or Bishop check and take that. So you have to protect only. White is better. The point is you have got to get an active position. Attacking players, they why I say they are not looking for checkmate. They are building up a superior position. They want to win. You have to have a very strong willpower. And you should have a skill also. Okay. The will is more important. You have to have willpower. You have to have the skill. You need to have last minute stamina to calculate variations and keep your nerves very cool. The position is very strong. Your pieces are centralized. You have center and good open line. And more importantly, no counterplay. Black has no counterplay. To the center, the rook is possible. Not only I am defending this point, rook is ready to come and if it is required. So the position is now plus. I would say the position is plus minus. You have the center. White has the center control. White has ready-made bishop in the long diagonal. White queen, rook, and knight all are good. Badly placed knight. And the queen is alone is doing nothing. So the position it is now. I would say in such a position the attacking plan should come. So what should you do now? Hello, Parvatakar. You need to Karthik Kesar, you need to tell at what point mechanically means I have to tell you at what point, you know, because there are so many moves. I do not get the exact situation. Please refer what point. So he comes Rook C1. Now it is a very important critical moment, an attacking instinct. I will tell you here, white is good. Everything is good with white, but white need to bring this last piece into the attack. But where? Where? The rook belongs here, at this point. So this is the whole idea. And then the d5 move will come. And after that d5 will come. The rook will come to e3 and then d5 will be crushing. This is how you build. You see, the plan of attack, just like that. You cannot just say, I want to play knight e5, I want to play rook e. So, good move. Good move. Now I want to play, but he has left. Now he has given me a free hand. Now I was preparing rook here, but now he has given me a free hand. As long as the rook is there, I can't play d5. Now a free hand. Unchanged. Dare not accept. If you take pawn into rook into pawn is coming. Now who is going to protect? Who is going to protect? 1, 2, and 3 is coming. Third attack. Pressure. He is giving a simple threat to me. The idea is to play pawn into pawn, then rook into pawn, and queen into pawn. Followed by the knight will go to e5 or at a smaller attacking plan. Take some knight coming there and attack. Rook d7 and attack. Now let us for example now he plays this pawn into. Okay, what are you going to do? Let us say you play dummy move. Let us say you play dummy move. This is pointless move. I will take pawn into pawn. If you play knight into pawn, the rook is coming. This is really dangerous. And if you play pawn into pawn, then this pawn will fall now. Now this is I am having two pressure. I can simply attack the knight. I can go for an end game also. This is winning. Probably I should play here. Rook e5. The knight will enter. The queen will enter. I want the knight to join the knight g5. So this is bad. So here he decided to play pawn into pawn. Rook takes pawn. Knight f5. I don't care for the bishop. Knight f5. And no square. Unfortunately, there is no square. You play queen to g5. The no rook g3 is coming. Rook g3 is coming. If you play rj3 is winning. And if you play queen g6, the same thing. Also bishop takes pawn is winning. Anyway, bishop into pawn. Knight d7 check is coming. You can't play the bishop. So he says, sacrifice the queen and take two pieces. After you take, and I will the c pile open, and after you take, suppose, then he will take, and after this, back rank is threatened. Sometime you cannot go queen. But Spassky has a finish in mind. The point is, I want you to find the finish. मुझे आपको you show me how white should finish this game. Hello Ramakrishna. I am better, but still not everything okay. But I'm better now after the treatment. The pain is subsided. Doctor Vasnawala's prescription worked. So here, this is a finish now. You need to, that is what I mean. A player should finish very quickly when you get a mating pattern. Mating pattern. There is a mating pattern now. 1, 2, 3 over. 1, 2, 3 over. Mate. The mating pattern is now knight check. Beautiful move. If you take it, queen check. Now king comes here, checkmate. If you go check and mate, checkmate. And if you go other side, also checkmate. So the whole point is a player should be thorough in mating patterns. There are maybe 100, 150, 200 mating patterns. So you need to study mate in two positions, mate in three positions. Mate, knight check is mate. Of course, you can take and win the game, but it's a lot of time you can take. But anyway, this is finished. Yeah, on the side, mate. Bikhanas. Okay, that what your Karthik Kesari was telling, C4 E6. Now, in that question, he was telling me knight F3, F5. These are bad moves because I take pawn into pawn. Queen takes pawn is bad, and after pawn into pawn, bishop F4. The position is very bad because the E5 square, I will play. White has all good pieces. Black has no development and a lot of weak squares. Bad king position. So these are bad moves. Even if you play, even if you play d4, d5, and c4, e6, and c3, f5, the same thing. The same thing. I will play pawn into pawn, and pawn into pawn, and bishop f4. Plus minus. Maybe Alexandro. Who is that player? Alexei Alexandro. I will show possible interruption for the game. Alexei Alexandro. No, I don't have to go here. See, Alexei Alexandro is white. Black is also a grandmaster, but simply the position is plus minus. You need to play g6. What is this? Plus. खत्म हो गया अटैक आ जाएगा. So in c3 f5, this is simple. Take and play bf4. Knight f3 f5 it doesn't matter. It will work out the same thing. So Pasky versus Mekhanis. Now, the modern theory simply rejects. This is called the Alvin counter attack. In modern theory, this is simply unplayable now. After pawn into, now the theory is giving pawn push, then knight f3, and after that different knight, then white plays g3, and now black will try to recover the pawn by playing the knight and to take this pawn. So taking so much time, knight comes, bishop here, knight comes. Now a very strange move here, bishop g5. Now if you play bishop to e7, it is not going to work. I will take it. Now when you come back, that means you cannot take with the queen. If you take with the queen, there is a problem. Knight into pawn. So you take with the knight, it is too slow now. Now the position, the knight, how many times? Knight has moved 1, 2, 3 times, 4, 5. It will not work now. So you have to move the queen to d7. But in this case, I will play pawn e6. Once again, you lose the center pawn. Knight into d4 is very good. That means you have to take with the pawn. No castle. White has a superior position. You play h6, I am going to come here. And now I play pawn push, I will just develop. I will not allow the square e4 to black. You have a problem here. Okay. So that is the idea of BH4. That is the idea of BH4 to allow smoothly developing the knight to e4. And taking it is bad. If you take it is bad. Now you cannot take advantage of the badly. Your white black knight is poorly placed. So this is getting better game. The other alternative that instead of taking knight mano, you can also play black can also try bishop here. Bg2 and now queen d7 with the idea to castle long. But I will castle and you castle here. Then white has plan. All white wants to quickly open a line on king side. A3, b4, this is a plan possible. A3, b4, b5. You can play knight a3, sorry, knight a3 you can play, trying to attack. There are many plans here. Suppose queen a4. Now this is a blunder now. Positional mistake. Not a blunder, it is a positional mistake. What is white idea? White wants to quickly open the line with the pawn. Okay. So if you try to exchange pawn, e6 will come. I think Boris Pasky was white here. Boris Pasky, because now queen takes pawn is a blunder, knight g5 coming, and if you take bishop takes pawn, you have no attack and white has started already. White has already started. Now knight into pawn means queen a7, bishop into pawn. I will trade. I will trade the knight. I will trade. This is a bad position. A bad position already. So e6, I mean bishop s3, so queen a4 is a plan. So this is a plan possibility. You try to castle and both will try to attack each other. White is faster and better. The other plan is bad. So yes, the Alvin counter gambit itself is not good nowadays. However, in 1959 theory, so took and Spassky straightforward played this. He ignored. Now in pass is just bad. Queen exchange and one extra pawn. So he plays now f4. I think this is not the best way, but this is not black has compensation for the pawn. White development is not enough. So here g5. It is rash. It is rash. It is better to play pawn. I mean develop the pieces now. Better to play develop the pieces. Develop the pieces or try to castle quickly. This is possible. So here is bad move. Attacking instinct. So knight d2. Okay. Now the plan is some queen a4 check is coming sometime. So now I don't want to do knight into knight because once you allow knight into knight, center pawns will be mobile. After you play knight into, it is a bad position. Queen into, and now you cannot play knight. So he goes back knight. Okay. I ask you now, how should white play now? Ramakrishna, my toothache is not okay. Still, I have pain. But Dr. Vasnawala, father of Vishwa Vasnawala, is a very senior doctor of medicine. So his prescription is doing good work on me. He suggested me, and I am taking that for 5 days. I hope I will be all right. But at pain at night is there. Okay, I am all right. Able to conduct a class. कશું नहीं समझ तू आई कैन नॉट स्पीक इन गुजराती वो आप बोल रहे हैं मैं कुछ नहीं समझ रहा हूँ लेकिन आई कैन नॉट स्पीक इन हिंदी बिकॉज जस्ट टर्म्स मैं हिंदी में कुछ कुछ बोल सकता हूँ या रामकृष्ण द पॉइंट इज व्हाइट जस्ट castle Ramakrishna is correct. You simply give the piece, the white has built up an attack. Now, even though black is one full piece up, he is a miserable position. Miserable position. How many weaknesses? One, the king. Then, the weak squares. All weak squares. All weak squares. Two, the underdevelopment of pieces. And this is also unprotected. I mean, not safe place. So, several weaknesses. The pieces are not developed. Open the line. You need to attack. White is whole piece down. So the only thing is to attack the king vigorously. Now, what else you will do? Actually, white has a beautiful attacking plan. If you take this knight into knight and rook check, queen check, so only move. Rook into now attack. Bishop into is attack. Castle. How should white now continue the game? You need to have a feeling for position. Now, by making some active play, white has got a winning position. How should you continue? You need to spot the weakness in the camp. I told you, attacking players, they are very quickly alert about weaknesses of opponent on the board. Now, what is the main weakness of black? Okay, you can see there are so many. King is a weak move, weak move. King is weak here. Okay, number one, I would say the weak king. Where is my mouse? This is weak king. Then weak squares, weak diagonal, and no development. And this piece. So the main target is at the moment so many weaknesses, but the main target is now, you know, this is the main target. For example, on rook here it is winning. To double the rook, give a check. You have to move. You cannot play any other move, only move. Just the piece is lost. He is unable to defend. Neither rook is coming because queen is watching. Nor rook is coming. E8, bishop into f6 winning. And nor this is coming. Three attacks on e7. So the coordination is not there. So Adi Jain, Queen E1, no, Queen B3 check. The correct move is Queen B3 check, and then coordinate, finish. I think it is the piece is lost and we got the game. It doesn't matter. Now equal pieces and attack continues. Back. Now the whole point is in a winning position you need to keep your nerves cool. One move threat. If you move that H2, so bishop F4. Now I cannot do a discovery because the bishop is unprotected. So protected, and now it is lost. Discovery attack is coming. You cannot take my rook. It is all over. That means the queen has to run away. That means the queen must move. But what about rook e7? After you move the queen, I can attack the knight. I can play re7. Now discovery. Rook, finish. You must lose the knight now. Whatever you do, it is lost. So this is a good game, but the variation is not correct. Opening is not correct. You see, this is a good game or a very attractive. And here this castle. This looks very good. He gave a piece and won the game. But the modern players don't play. I told you this is क्या बोलते हैं, Alvin counter gambit. You should play now. Now here take one push, not this move. Knight f3. Knight f3. After knight c6, this is the main line. Now on bg4, I get bg2, and now queen d7. I castle, you castle. Then you can play queen a4. I will show you one or two game, modern game. Modern game. Korotilov. Korotilov. So the modern, he is a coach of the Russian women team. I told you that this is somebody blended. Spassky played here e6 and won the game. Here, simply e6 is crushing. You have to go back and lose lot of time. So you can't play. So you have to play here king. Now stop. The attack is unstoppable. Very fast attack. So this is a better way to continue the attack with queen a4 in the bg4 line. The other line here is to play here instead of bg4, black can try knight. Here knight g3, now knight. Now bishop g2, now knight. In this case, this is a good move. See, now queen d7, e6. Now castle. Okay, I think this you can play bishop h4. You can go back, but not this move. Knight problem. So go back. Now knight d2 plus minus. Now there is a total control of e4. The long diagonal. The black pieces and pawns are not good. It's a very passive position for black. Plus. So this turns out badly. And another game here he plays e6. Bishop h4. This is also plus. No e4 allowed. White is better now anyway. So I recommend that this variation is old. Better to play bg4, queen d7 and castle. That queen a4 and attack them. In this case also, I would say better to give the pawn and weaken the structure. Boris Grachev is a very strong grandmaster, so he just ignored that. He ignored and castle. It's also white is better. You have a problem. White is more coordinated and developed. Plus minus. Now if you move the knight, rook check will come, and if you take, I will take the knight, and I'll better game. Better game. This is also so. The whole point is Alvin counter gambit is not good nowadays. Boris Spassky. So e4. This is called the Geller attack. This is a4 is the main line here. Modern days players play a4. This is giving definite Alekhine. This is Alekhine variation, main line. White is definitely better. But this is today theoretical it is equal. Current evaluation, Galar attack is equal. So B5, E5. Now the modern theory is going like A4. A4, E6, I take. And if you take pawn into pawn, he comes. No, no, pawn to pawn, not there, not there, not there. Here, here, knight into knight first. Pawn into pawn. White stands better after knight g5. Double attack is coming. Queen is coming here to threaten this and threaten this. This is better. And if you play h6, this is queen h5 is a good move. Knight e4 good move. There are a lot of good moves. So this is a standard attack. Instead of playing this, there is also another way. Modern players, after pawn into pawn, they don't have to take knight. They can just go back. They can go back with the idea that you help me to develop. The material is equal. I am not giving an important pawn. You help to develop. So this is also a point to be noted. Okay, but in this case, Pasky played it differently. After move e5 and d5, he played directly. 1957, 58, 59, this theory was coming newly. And Yefim Geller was the one who had tremendous success with this kind of structure, e4, d4, a pawn down or white. Bad move. You should have taken knight into c3 now. A bad move. Because the c4 point, now the c4 point will be weak now. Black has a problem in development now. You can't play b7. g6 will create another hole. Now c2 threat, so knight a3, solving that problem. And the d4 pawn is immune. You take knight check is coming. So here d4 pawn you cannot take. Knight f6 check and picking up the queen. Naturally your force move, no need to think. Now castle, rook c1. Good move. Why rook c1? Because the pressure, the knight cannot develop. If I castle, knight d7, but now rook c1, the knight does not come out. Pressure on c6. c5 is not possible. You cannot release the knight. The position is plus minus. White has huge space and better pieces. The king side is weak. Black has got so many problems. Weak king side. One. Pawn. This pawn. Weak. And this pawn. This is all scattered and bad pawns. Very easy targets. Obviously, I will not retreat. I will not retreat. Then you get nothing. If you retreat, you lose all your advantage. So, courageously forward. Now, the point is that how to make a plan further. What he wants, we should understand the idea of opponent. He wants to bring the rook here and put pressure here. Support it. Pawn into. Bishop takes pawn is also good move, but this is stronger because this exposes this pawn. Now the rook is ready. This rook is watching the pawn. It's a paralyzed position. You can say a color complex. You can say horrible pawn structure, space. Black is lost in every aspect of the game. Open line, pawn structure, center, space, everything. So he has to complete development. Main problem is knight has to move. So he plays queen. The idea I want to develop the knight. Whatever, then I will fight whatever resistance I will give. What should white do now? Happy New Year, Arun Master. Happy New Year. Welcome, Khanak. You know, Boris Spassky, he was master of attack, master of open lines. Just strategy, there are, apart from king position, center, open line, pawn structure, and two pieces. So, open lines, Spassky was a master of open lines. Om Desai, bishop a5, no. You find it better move. Think again. I understand the queen is attacking this, but don't play bishop a5. There comes d5. A crusher, a crusher, supporting the bishop. Now, if you take it, rook is entering. It's all over. Crushed, completely crushing. And if you take other way, other rook is entering. If you take other way, then this rook is entering. Lost. There is no answer. It is all over. So he plays pawn into rook, and now this is finishing the game. It will lead to mate. Queen g5, queen coming. Okay, all right. Going to the next. Basically, these are anti-positional things. You know, against the opening principle, queen should not be developed early for pawn hunting. It's a bad move. Not good. Bad move. Black expects that he will play passive move. Queen coming here, b3. These are bad moves. So simple. Welcome to take my pawn. Go ahead. Be my guest. मारना है कि नहीं मारना है? मारा. Just castle. Normally, in opening stage, if why opponent's queen makes three moves for one pawn, it's bad. Now the queen has come to b6, then b6, b2, and back b2, and that is also not safe square. So it is a bad idea wasting three valuable moves in the opening just for a small little pawn. So good move. Nothing is going to work anyway. Castle. So white has clear advantage. Advantage in development, center, king position. White has got multiple advantages here. Far ahead in development, far better in center. So white continued rook e1. Now black wants to castle. Now black wants to develop and complete one pawn extra. So here onwards, you should now find a plan how to punish black. How to punish black. चेस इतना आसान नहीं है. इट इज नॉट सो इजी कि आप एक पॉन खा के डाइजेस्ट कर देगा. पॉइजन पॉन है, डाइजेशन नहीं होगा. Logically thinking, what white wants the knight here. This knight white wants here, and thereafter attack will come. Russian knight, I call this is Russian knight. Spassky says we establish a knight in center e5 and then go for attack. But at the moment, the knight is unable to come because he will pick up one more pawn. If you play, he will pick up second pawn. So the correct move is that is a rare Nasdaq poison pawn. It is an exception, and objectively correct way white is better. Nasdaq poison pawn is white is better, but a lot of complication comes. Too much of complication. So here the point is I want knight e5. So the queen is the one is now watching the pawn. I want the knight goes to the square. Rook e3. You better run. You better run. Knight e5. Finally, the knight has reached. Now the rook is ready on the rook is ready for operation on the third rank, and the knight is watching this point. So very fast attack is coming. C3. Okay, he has eliminated knight, but now the position different advantages come. I am not ready fully. He is not wasting time and not going queen move. Now minor piece should join the attack. Finish. Now taking the pawn is bad. If you take the pawn, then I will play knight into pawn. Knight into pawn into check is there, or bishop into also bishop check will come. So you cannot take the c3 pawn. C3 pawn is taboo. Okay, here bishop into bishop. And now again queen g4. Analyzing all pieces systematically. Idea now the whole point is knight is attacked, rook is attacked, and now you do not have a trick, but it back no rook is attacked, knight is supported, but the simple knight b3 holding, and once again the discovery attack is coming. I want to take the pawn, I want a discovery, so you have to move from the discovery. Bishop coming here, so only move. The idea why this move, every time you should notice a threat. In the heat of the battle, a player should not forget. Now, this is the idea. He wants to bring the queen here to exchange the queen. And I don't want to play pawn push. So, this is a stronger move. Rook. Idea the rook wants to enter c7. And rook c8 is bad. You take, and bb5 check will come. So, he plays f6. This is a bad. Weakening the king position. It is terrible. So, he comes here f5. What should you do now? Now he's giving a kind of threat. This is a threat he's giving. So what should white do now? ANV RE3 at that time was correct opening. You must notice that actually F4 is not a real threat. Why? Because after F4 the bishop check is coming. This bishop can offer a check here. That is one. So and second thing is that rook is controlling the C line. So the king cannot escape easily. So it will lead into a mating attack. That means you play knight c5. And after the move check and queen a3 finish. The king is caught in mating net. There is no answer to knight b7 mating net. All over. So knight c5 is crushing. After the move, okay, you don't do after bishop check this. Now knight c5 this is mate. The timing in attack Okay, in the opening you built up. Nasdor poison pawn, Ramakrishna, this variation, I will tell you why this is Nasdor poison pawn is not so good. Bg5 e6, now f4 queen b6. Now, for example, here the white can play now. White can play now knight b3. Then white is little better. The end game is bad. This is this is a superior end game because development white is better and white will castle. Karpo used to play like this way in his early days. This is bad. And another position is after bg4 e6. You need not do this move also. You can play here queen d2, queen d2, and after queen takes pawn, this probably I think this may be equal. Lot of theoretical articles contribution that after queen into b2, knight b3 is better. Knight b3 with the idea white plan is to play a3 and rook a2. White plan is to play a3 and rook a2 trapping the queen. So here there are a lot of variations. I mean something like now queen a3 will come. Now you can play bishop into knight, pawn into. Maybe you can play e5 first. Maybe you can play e5 first. Open further, pawn into bishop into knight, and I think knight is coming. This is a very complicated position. Timman, Grandmaster Timman, he explored this kind of variations. Okay, so I will discuss Nasdorf poison pawn. It is very wild. I need to prepare some model games and discuss with you. But it is not easy. Black will not get away by taking this pawn. Black cannot get away easily. However, white must know lot of theory. Even Fischer lost to Heller. So we have to know correct theoretical application. There are two variations. One is RB1 here. One is RB1. Other is NB3. So the two lines are there. I think NB3 is stronger move. RB1 may be equal. And you need to know that NB3 also here. Here NB3 also. This is also a good line. Good line. Yeah, theory. Ramakrishna, it is played by top GMs because they know so much theory. And added to that, nowadays computer also they feed the program. So computer will always support for the player having material. He will computer always favor with the material side. One more game I will show you. Boris Spassky. Ludek Pachman. You know what is that game? It is wild, wild. It is this is like a cowboy movie. Now NC3, NF6. Now knight F3, DE7. This is that Airtel air thing master. This is this kind of chess nowadays also. You never know what is happening here. Of course, taking the pawn is bad because rook g1 will come. Now g5. Who is that player? Dubo white. Who is black player? No, I don't know who is black player. Maybe this is just so wild game. I was just watching anyway. So here d4, d5, c4, e6, and f3. Better to play knight here, knight f3. Why direct you play knight c3, then e5 comes, which is not easy. Now, of course, now a pawn into pawn, pawn into pawn, push, pawn, push. And black will get the pawn back. Now knight. And if you take it, knight f3, now knight d7. I think this position is okay. Maybe knight c6. Why knight d7? Maybe knight c6. This is okay. Black is all right. You will recover the pawn. So here knight f3 is correct move. Now, okay. So pawn for pawn. Now you accept the pawn. You have to now face the attack. We have got Geller attack in roundabout way. I remember having seen this game. I think uh, I think Zhu Chen was white and Dreve was black. Probably, if I remember correctly, Zhu Chen Dreve. Such a game was there. Later, this is 67, much earlier game. It's a bad idea to go after the pawn. So, white black is two pawn up, but white has a lead in development, center, and more active pieces. There is too late. You can't play h5. That is all bad. Bishop h4 will come. So, okay. Okay, he had other move, long castle, a safe alternative. This will be like that Botvinnik variation, similar to that. It is not exactly the Botvinnik variation, similar to that. This is better than what he played. He played in the game knight c5, more ambitious. You want to seal the position. You want to play nd3 and seal the position. What should white do now? Happy New Year, Adi Jain. How are you? And everything is good. Now, black is behind in development. I mean, king position is bad. What should white do now? Very simple. Basically, you need to concentrate on the weak points. Abhi, right now, the bishop is watching this point. So the queen should come here and come here. That's all. This is very simple way. So the queen comes, knight comes, and the queen comes. Attack. Of course, the other move is rook f8, but here you are committed. Knight e4 with attack will come. So he castles. Now the pressure on the e5 point. This is under pressure. Knight into pawn is a threat now. How should black play now? Black to play. Yes, yes, yes. Dubbo lost to Rajao. I saw that game. G4. Interesting game. I think Dubbo was better somewhere. I think, but center was weak. The main problem of Dubbo was his center was weak. Now this whole point here in this position, A player should always be alert and take challenge. I don't know how far Spassky calculated the position. The position black should play knight into. This is the correct move. Because now he has to, he cannot take it. You cannot take rook into queen. There is a check. The only move is check. Only move and you take. But there is compensation. He has two rooks. Black has two rooks for the queen. So it is not that easy. Not that easy. Now, of course, I don't want to know. This is a good move. Knight is under attack. So now bishop into and come back. I think it is very difficult position. You cannot, I cannot evaluate correctly, but black has no problem. Very difficult. The knight is watching the e5 square. Uncheckable knight watching the square. That means there is no attack. This pawn is a target. The bishop is active. It is not that easy now. But I don't know what was in Spassky's mind. I cannot comment that this is all good for black. But here, he instead of taking, he makes a bad decision. White, black plays king. And Spassky did not give a second chance. No second chance. Now finish. Now bishop into is losing. If you take bishop d6 is lost because of queen check. Queen check is finishing. So only move. Cannot take that. Bishop, if queen into is not possible and bishop takes, you take and queen f6 check is finishing. So the only move. bd6 is losing. Rook e8 winning a piece. Other moves are hopeless. So only move. Timing. Back rank is cleared. So rook will operate now. Over. Finish. Timing of attack. Spassky never missed. Master of open line. Bishop into f7. So take now bishop. If you bishop into bishop, queen f7 winning. And if any other move, pawn is pushing. Lost. You leave the bishop or a new queen is coming. New queen is coming now. Several you can give this check also. This also should lead to mate. But here he can give the queen back support. He can return. So this is correct. Lost resigns. So thank you, friends. So I will be back in the afternoon, and I will discuss that detailed line of Spassky Mekanas. This line I will discuss. You know, I wanted to show you, but time was not sufficient. Here, this variation I will discuss. No, 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 not this. D15, yes. This line I want to discuss. I want to discuss this variation in the afternoon session. The main line nowadays. This is not played. So I will discuss this one. Okay. And other games. So tab tak see you at 2:30 again. सबको मेरा नमस्कार. Bye.